All right, what is going on, guys? So we are going to fire through a little prep Q&A today. Posted up a little thing on my a little question box on my Instagram. So I was just asking for like overall prep questions, anything you guys had for me, based on how I'm feeling, how's life, how's prep, how's everything. We are currently 4 days out today, so yeah, it's really coming down to the wire these last couple of days here. We're doing our whole peak week protocol. Water is tapering down, sodium's gonna be tapering down, calories are down a little bit, and then we're gonna bring all the carbs back in and just freaking fill out like crazy. But yeah, figured I'd just go through some of these questions real quick. We got like a lot of views on it, so I think I probably got a lot of good questions there. I'm just gonna like fire through as many as I possibly can. How much weight did you drop during prep? Just starting this thing off. So I dropped basically from peak bulk, I was 240 pounds, and then for right now, my lowest I've been was 212.4 pounds. But when I really started prep, I kind of let my body weight just come down a little bit. I started eating until I was satisfied, letting my weight just kind of come down. I started at about 233 pounds. So technically down a little over 20 pounds from the start. From peak bulk, I'm down almost 28 pounds, which is ridiculous from where I started. What's your daily calorie intake on average? Right now, so we were depleting, I was at about 2350 calories on the day. With sauces and seasonings and all that stuff that I add in, it was relatively about like 24 to 2450. 2350 is like the peak week kind of protocol right now, which is very low for me. Like a lot of people say like, oh, that's it's very high, which it is, but for me it's it feels very, very low for me. Like I know I can eat so much more. This guy says, why not come clean about being on gear? Your social media would get higher engagement. I mean, I can't come clean about something I'm not currently doing. So I think it's funny that so many people get like so invested in this kind of thing. Being like a natural athlete, I'm doing a natural show coming up in 4 days. I'm actually doing this show called The Ben Weeder's Natural, which I'm really excited for. It's an NPC show, but I've never done a natural NPC show. I've never done a natural show before, but I've always competed in tested powerlifting meets and everything. I don't know, always wanted to compete with the best competition I could. And I never felt like I needed to use anything. I never have used anything. So I think it's really interesting when people get so invested. Like people get mad at me, like, claiming I'm on gear and everything like that. And it's like, I literally cannot come out about something that I'm not like currently doing. So in the future, if I ever end up doing something, I'll obviously be transparent about it. But it's not something that I see myself like doing in the relative like soon, like near future. So macro split. There's a lot of dudes go all in on fat before a show. My current macros, I think before peak week, because I don't know if I have my macros on here. My current macros right before peak week, 2 weeks out, 248 protein, 288 grams of carbs, and 53 grams of protein. That's what I was doing. So, and then it came down just a little bit more. Food you're looking forward to having the most after the show. Also, someone said, what's your first meal going to be post-show? I haven't thought too much about it. There's like so many different things I want. I don't have any crazy cravings for like one specific thing or whatever, but like I just think more than anything I'm just like craving variation, because like the meal plan that I've been running for the past 13 weeks straight throughout the whole prep, and pretty much those meals stay exactly the same the whole time, and it's like really great for achieving a goal and achieving allowing your body to digest those same foods every single day. Limits the amount of variables that you're doing, but at the end of the day, like you don't have much variation in your diet whatsoever. So I do miss like the variation of like, oh, if I was on macros, I could have had a little bit of this one day if I was feeling that, or a little bit of that. But I think for what we're doing, and there was a goal, it was good to be on the meal plan the whole time. But there's just like a lot of different things I want. Like I want to honestly have some donuts, some like a nice, like a lot of sweets and stuff like that, like some real ice cream, a burger, steak, just have stuff like that again. I don't know. And be able to kind of like choose like what quantities of stuff I want, like realistically. Like I would like to, go have some oatmeal and like be able to throw, 2-3 packets of oatmeal if I really wanted to, instead of just like having to eat that specific number of grams. Or like if I'm gonna make, I'm craving like some pancakes or something like that, right? Be able to make like a little bit more pancakes that'll fill me up a little bit more, just stuff like that. I'm not craving anything crazy, but last year we did Cheesecake Factory after both of my meals. After both of my shows. So we'll see what we do this year. We'll see what's in the Washington, D.C. area. I love Olive Garden. I want to go back to Olive Garden so bad. I want some barbecue down here. There's so many good things, like tacos down here. I'm in prep as well for summer shredding, training for an Ironman after. Want to join me? Hey, that's what Nathan was saying, do an Ironman, but I don't think I'm ready for that at all yet. That'd be fun at some point, you know, some point during my life, but maybe not yet, you know. Is Coach Greg going to do a video of you after your comp? Probably, LOL. Hey, maybe. I hope so. I mean, I'd be really interested. Him and I sent my blood work results over to Derek from More Plates, More Dates to see if he could help me with a video. Like, not for him to make a video on me, but just for him to help break it down for my video. I'm actually just interested to see what people's take is on what my blood work looks like. Like, you know, what does Greg think now? He did a video on me like 2.5 years ago. I'd be interested to see what he has to say nowadays. You ready? A couple like relationship type questions. How has prep affected your relationship?
Hi guys.
This is Allie. If you guys don't know, this is Allie right here. She's also prepping. She's like 2.5 weeks out now. So when she's coming out to my show this week, so she's gonna be hardcore, like in the midst of like her last couple weeks. So by the time I finish my show, she'll have 2 weeks left. So how has prep affected our relationship? Like, what do you think?
We haven't really experienced it like off of prep.
Yeah, no, honestly, like
because we started prep very soon after we met.
Yeah, like we basically met, and then we both like kind of started a prep like right after that, and we got straight into it, and like we started like doing little trips together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we've almost been prepping the entire time that like we've been together, and it's kind of funny because yeah, we don't really know each other off prep that much, which is funny. But I think us being on prep together has been like really nice for both of us to have someone to like fall back on, have someone to do things with, have someone to kind of like hold you accountable, you know, when you're not feeling the best and stuff like that. And I feel like I try to be very positive, and sometimes maybe I'm too positive, where like Allie's like, you know, she'll be really feeling it, and I could tell she's like a little overwhelmed with things, like a little bit like stressed out about things on prep and stuff like that. And I try to keep her motivated and stuff, but
yeah,
at least
I think it's been fun. And like we haven't gotten in any fights or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I think everything's been really good so far, and I've enjoyed having like a prep buddy.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know if I would have been able to do it like by myself.
Yeah,
that sounds bad, but like
we literally hang out like every single day, and like she'll be like, okay, bring my meal over, boom. I'm like, okay, I'm picking you up for the gym. Okay, did you do your cardio? Like literally just like accountability on everything.
Yeah, it'd be weird if like one of us wasn't.
Yeah, like literally if even if I was prepping and you weren't, like you wouldn't like understand what I was going through. At least we kind of like understand what we're both like trying to do. Like everything's just so specific, so unbelievably specific. Yeah. But when it comes to like post prep now, like we're both so excited to like have some freedom to do some stuff and like, you know, do some trips together where we can just like go out and have some fun. Like do like, I mean, not that bodybuilding is kind of a lifestyle in a way, and like you're trying to stay healthy and fit your whole time and work out and this and that, but like we're trying to enjoy ourselves a little bit after this too. So we're trying to plan out some things, just like enjoy foods again, you know, just like introducing new foods that we haven't eaten in like 3-4 months, and just stuff like that, and just like doing fun things together. Just
be more flexible with it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that you can't do when you're on prep because you just like you don't have the energy for.
And even like our first trip together, we were both on prep, so like we haven't experienced like an actual like.
Literally, I've only known Allie for like a week, like off prep, and we had a lot of fun. Like that's how we had literally met.
Yeah, but we had like one good week, and
but
then we started prep right away.
But then I started prep right away, and then she was like, "Oh, I really want to do like this bikini show." I was like, "All right, go for it. Yeah, I'll refer you to Alex," and went from there. You know, is Allie your new girlfriend? How long you've been dating? Yeah, so so technically, technically, Allie's my new girlfriend. But we've been dating for how long now? Technically, like a month and a half, like a month and a half, something like that. But I've known Allie for like 3 months now, and like over 3 months now, and it's been a lot of fun. Like coolest girl I ever met. I'm excited for freaking post prep just to like. Eat some donuts with her and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucked. That's so fucked. So people want to know how me and Allie met. How do we meet, Allie? Tell us the story.
First of all, like, I like, kind of knew of you, but, like, I wasn't following Ryan. Like, I didn't really know him at all. And then, shout out Johan.
Shout out Johan, man.
He was down in Houston for summer shedding, and he was with Ryan and, like, their whole group. and he's the one that first kind of like introduced. Like I don't even know.
I don't think Johan even introduced us. I just knew that Johan knew you.
Yeah.
And you knew Johan.
It was like the mutual like connection.
So he was like, I was like, oh, like Johan's cool with this girl. She's gotta be cool, right? Like I trusted Johan and lived with him for like 1.5, 2 years. So I was like, oh, like she's gotta be a cool girl, right?
Yeah. I saw you at the gym like that Saturday, I think. Yeah. Well, we were all kind of like in the same group. We didn't talk at all.
Yeah.
That day, but like.
Yeah.
Saw each other, and then later that night we went out, and everyone was there, and then it ended up like seeing you again.
Yeah.
And then you can take this part of the story.
Yeah. So I saw her like out again later, and like
that was Clay.
Yeah, we were at Clay. Like I don't really go there too often. Like honestly, bars are fun. I had my time at Ohio State, but like I'm not like a huge like. I don't need to go out every night, blah, 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 but like, this was fun. It was like,
so like, it's just like super weird, like how this is.
Yeah, we literally met at a club basically, yeah. But it was like summer shredding. Everyone was down there. They had a whole ALPHALETE booth and everything. And like, Allie was there. So like, I went up to her to like, see if she wanted to dance. And then she was like so confused. She was like, obviously give me the eye and everything. I was like, okay, like, I was like, what's up, And so literally like, we like met at the club. We like didn't even hardly say anything to each other. We were probably both like hammered, honestly. We were like both hammered. And then somehow we just like ended up just like really vibing with each other. I literally ended up staying with Allie like the entire week. The entire rest of the week I extended my flight. And then I just stayed at Allie's place. Well, I was intending on trying to stay down in summer shredding longer. And like collab with some more people and stuff like that, collab with Christian, film some more videos, because everything was so crazy during summer shredding. I wanted a few days where it wasn't super crazy and I could just work out, have some good workouts, film some good content. And Allie was like, oh yeah, you just want to like stay here? That's fine. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, she's like, you want to use my car too? I'm like, I guess. Like, so Allie literally, she like drove me around like the whole week. She was like my Uber driver. And she like worked in the mornings, and then we'd go to the gym and then come back. Like we went on a couple of dates and stuff like that. Like we just like vibed really well. Yeah. And just like had like a really fun week together. I knew that was like my last week before prep started too. So I was just trying to send it a little bit too. So we like went out a couple times, had some drinks. We had like a wine night. We like went out to like Cheesecake Factory. Couldn't finish our cheesecake, even though like we were just about to start prep. I can't believe that. Yeah, like
we got a full cheesecake. And it was like the plain one. Like we didn't even.
I didn't finish my pasta either. I literally didn't finish it.
I did.
It was a lot of fun. It like felt like we knew each other for like a long time.
Yeah.
And then like I saw Allie again like 2 weeks later. She came down to Florida for an event, and so I saw her there. I was already prepping. You just started prepping too.
I just started, yeah.
Right. So that was like kind of tough for us both, like to be traveling and trying to prep and all this stuff. But like it was good because we also then like had each other to fall back on a little bit, and we had already like started like planning out other things, and then I literally went down for her graduation in Florida, and we like stayed down there, and then last minute she booked a flight to come up to Cleveland
like an hour before you had to leave.
Yeah, I was literally about to leave, and she's like, no, don't leave me. I was like, you sure?
You wanted me to come.
No, she was like, don't leave me. And then, and so she booked a flight and came up with me to Cleveland. So she stayed with me for a couple of days, and then that's when we drove down to Texas, like 4 or 5 day road trip.
That was the test to see if we could like do that road trip together.
We road tripped together for 4 or 5 days straight. We were together for like at least 2 weeks straight at this point because we road tripped together. We did our whole prep meals on the back of the tailgate of the truck, and prepped all our food and everything. Made it down here. Actually had a fun trip out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was actually like we want to do another road trip, like off prep too.
That was fun.
Like eventually we'll have to do like one where we're not prepping and like restricted by food and everything.
Yeah.
Like basically from there, I literally see this chick almost like every day now.
Well, he ended up moving like 5 minutes away from me.
Yeah. And then I also live like 5 minutes away from Allie's place now. There was like a lot of things that like lined up.
Yeah, it like worked out really well.
Like I was telling Allie.
Weirdly well. I don't know.
I was like literally, I could have like saw her at the club that night, and then there was like this pool party for summer shredding the next day. I was like, I could have literally saw her at the club that night, Like saw her the next day, just said, said hi, and then just never saw her again. You know what I mean? It literally could have been like that, but like for some reason we just linked back up again at the pool party, started talking, like, and then we just hung out the rest of the week.
It was like really weird.
And then I was
it's
like,
actually really weird if you think about it.
I don't know, worked out good. So yeah, that's basically the story how we met. Kind of took a long time explaining that, but how do you feel? Like 2.5 weeks out right now?
I feel fine, honestly.
Because you were getting a little bit like overwhelmed, a little stressed out.
I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks out where it's like that point where like you're like far enough away to where like it doesn't feel like it's gonna come up soon, but then you're like, I don't know, it's kind of like that weird spot where it just like feels too far away. But now it's like I'm like 2 weeks out, so it's like right around the corner. So now I'm just like getting excited and like I don't know.
At this point, it's like it still sucks just as much. It's just as hard. You still have to push just as hard.
Yeah, but you can see the finish line. Like,
you could see the finish line, and literally a week's gonna go by. Yeah. My show's gonna be over, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like peak week, and you're gonna be doing the same thing as me right now. You're gonna be doing your peak week protocols, and you're like, wow, I have a couple days till I'm done, and it's like just make it count, have fun, enjoy show day, and then like enjoy everything that comes after. You know what I mean? Just
it's gonna be over.
It's gonna be over, and then it's gonna be different. Yeah, I talk too much sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. All right, we'll do a few more questions. So that kind of took a little while. So basically, let's see. Camera and lens. I'm using a Sony A7 IV with a 16 to 35 millimeter Sony G Master f2.8 lens. How are you handling lower calories? It gets tougher. I mean, lower energy in the gym, I think for sure the past 2 weeks, but there's always good days and bad days, and there's some days that are tougher, but you can still get good workouts in. And I've been having really good workouts, but you just have to literally have the mentality, focus a little bit more. It gets harder, but that's part of it. You know what I mean? You just got to push through. And at the end of the day, I think it's not as bad as some people, claim that it is. Keep the positive mentality, keep on pushing, and you'll be good. You'll come out on the other side. So it's good. Goal weight on stage. I'd like to, like after we do a carb up and everything, hopefully it'd be like 214, 215 on stage. I'm down to, I think even today I was like 213.5 realistically. So the lowest I got was 212.4. But, I think after we get the carb up and everything, we'll be good to go. What do you think about running when bodybuilding is the priority? So running, for me, it's just the cardio source. And I just enjoy running more, and it saves me a little bit of time. I think it's something fun that like a lot of people don't do, and I just kind of wanted to be a little bit different with it. And I'm only running 2 miles a day right now, 5 times a week, so it's not crazy. It doesn't affect my lifts, and honestly, if I run in the morning, it gives me like a good like endorphin energy boost. If I run in the morning, first thing, wake up, get out of the way, then I knock out my cardio, and I kind of feel like energized, ready to go, get some food in me and go to the gym. So I enjoy it better than doing another form of cardio. So I think if I was doing like 5 miles a day or something like that, I think it would have maybe a negative impact on my performance and stuff in the gym. If I was running 5-10 miles, yeah, I definitely would be losing muscle mass. I think I would have to eat more calories and stuff like that. But I think doing the 2 miles isn't too bad. Have you adjusted your protein or fat intake? Yeah, so I think protein has kind of come down. Everything's really come down a little bit. Fat has stayed relatively the same though. Honestly, everything came down like at a pretty even, reasonable pace. But my fat's, the lowest they've gotten is probably like 43 grams, which is still good enough. But like you don't want to bring your fats down too much, because then you start like hormones start processing incorrectly. You're not gonna honestly, like you're just not gonna feel as good when it comes to a lot of things, like a lot of mental focus. Like your brain needs like fats. You have to have at least like a little bit of fat for your hormones to function properly and stuff like that. So I'd say don't go too low on the fats for sure. Carbs down to the 200s now. Proteins at 240 or something now. For your 2 mile, do you try and keep it slow, or do you just go however hard you're feeling? Yeah, so I think it depends. Like for my 2 mile runs, I'll go. I was starting to try and push PRs throughout prep as I was feeling really good. But after a certain amount of time, I was like, is it worth it for me to try and push my central nervous system, try and get a 7:30 miles, try and get, below 7:30 minute per mile. At some point, it was just like, I want to focus most of my energy towards my lifts and my actual training. So I want to have as much energy as possible for that. So I just ended up kind of running like 8:20s to 8:30s minute per mile pace, where something that's like kind of comfortable, but still gets my heart rate up basically. So I think the priority being bodybuilding, I'm not pushing as hard on the runs, whereas I'm pushing a lot harder on my actual training. How much is your mile time improved throughout prep? Well, I mean, when I first started, I was running that 1 mile at the very beginning, 1 to 1.5 miles. I was going like 9:30 pace, and I felt really like it was very tough for me. And then I was getting down to the point where 4 weeks out, I was running 7:45, 7:40s. So I shaved like almost 2 minutes off my mile time for 2 miles. So it like definitely improved a lot. My VO2 max on my watch was improving like every single time I ran. I was able to keep my heart rate down more. So I think a lot of that improved. But like I said, it got to the point where I wasn't trying to push it like crazy. What is your percentage body fat now? 8.5%. Just got to test it with a DEXA. Midsection was 6%. Arms were like 7% of my legs and like hips, butt area was like 11%, 10 to 11%. So upper body way leaner, which is perfect for men's physique. It actually works out perfectly. One person you want to collab with that you haven't yet, either like David Lade or I just saw Jesse James, which I collabed with him like 3 years ago. I just saw him today. We're going to try and train tomorrow. So that'd be awesome if we can do something like that together. At what body fat does your energy and libido drop? I mean, it just like slowly drops throughout. Like when I was 9 weeks out, my testosterone was at like 1,060, but now just got it tested. My total tested down to like 500, so it dropped like 50%. And definitely could tell like an energy difference probably about 3 weeks out for me. But a lot of it, in my opinion, like you can still mentally push through a lot of it. And I think people over exaggerate. Like I think you can really just push through. Like you're gonna have low energy, but you have to focus that energy on those specific tasks, like that training, that cardio, and just like give it your absolute all. Would you ever be a bodybuilding coach? I don't think I would do prep bodybuilding coaching, but I'm doing some more like coaching stuff. I have an application. The link will be in the description if you guys want to check it out. After prep, I do want to like take on a few select clients. If you guys want to apply to that, I think I have like a really solid knowledge base that I can take anyone and like transform them like crazy. So I want to help some people out with that. You ever compete in classic? I know you like the poses better. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I want to see how this show goes. I really want this pro card so bad. Like I think we can do it, and we'll see what happens after that, what competition plans are. But classic is always something that I can kind of grow into. If I start training my legs a little bit, we'll see. What is the best way to slowly increase your calorie intake? Just like watch your weight, take a look at your body in the mirror, how you're changing, and just slowly add those calories in as necessary. Like I literally started my reverse diet last year at 3,750 calories, 3,700 calories. And the highest that Alex pushed me up to was 4,400 in like an 8-month span. So it was a really slow, like some people like add 500 calories, add another 500, like take your time with it. Slowly build back and slowly build those calories up. Like make sure you're looking in the mirror and saying, hey, am I gaining too much fat? Am I looking fat? You want to keep relatively the same body fat level in the mirror as you're gaining weight, right? Because that's the best case scenario, that you're gaining mostly muscle mass. So take your time, go slow with it. Will you ever move back to Parma? Cleveland, Ohio, Parma, Ohio. We'll definitely be back. It'd be cool to like build a gym there someday that like, you know, high school kids, college kids, everyone can go and enjoy and just like build the craziest freaking gym, because there's not a lot of good gyms in the Cleveland area. Like even like old school iron, I'm not a huge fan of and stuff like that, but it would be awesome to go back there. Are you tired? Definitely more tired than I was, you know, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago. But you know, 4 days to go, like how could I be tired at this point? I might as well, like I'm hyped. I'm so excited. There's no time to be tired now, but I definitely feel like lower energy. Like I can definitely tell you that. Is it possible to run while in a bulk? Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's something I might want to add in too. Cereal and when? Favorite cereal? Reese's Puffs, Lucky Charms. I like trying out a bunch of different cereals. I'm like a little kid when I go down like the cereal aisle. Let's see. Still Natty, 100%, bro. People always say I'm a fake Natty, like I'm giving people false hope, all this stuff. I literally want to give you guys like real hope that like you can do a lot as a freaking natural athlete. Like 100%, you can do so much as a natural athlete. And I want to be like a good representation of that. Like and I've showed a million times, like getting my blood work done, doing a tested powerlifting meet, doing a tested bodybuilding show, all this stuff. All right, guys, gonna wrap this up. The video, my battery is like dead, and also my card is running out of space, and the camera overheated. So good time to call it a video. So thank you guys so much for watching this prep Q&A 4 days out. I guess technically 3 days because this day's like over. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna keep the videos coming the next couple days. And I'm so excited, man. It's going to be good. Heading out to Washington, D.C. on Wednesday. So in just 2 days, we're going to be out in Washington, D.C. It's going to be fun. Allie's coming with us, and she is bringing all our prep meals and everything and staying on track. So it's going to be interesting. So excited for it, right? You excited?
I'm very excited.
I'm excited for Allie to kind of see the process of it and everything too, because then she's going to compete 2 weeks after. So it'll be good. So, yes, ma'am.
Like and subscribe.
Yep, like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Show day is coming real quick. So see you guys. Peace.